Right now, we're going to welcome in our next guest. We've got Jennifer Hedrick joining us, the head of Women in Trucking. Jennifer, thank you for being here. It's good to see you sitting at home instead of in the seat of a truck, because you've been on the road the last couple of weeks. We're very excited to talk to you about your experience.
And so, Jennifer,
I have been on the road, and good morning, Kaylee and Anthony. Thank you so much. Oops.
Oh, great to have you on, Jennifer. And yeah, we're excited to hear about how was your experience on the road? What was that like?
Thank you. Sorry, there's a bit of a delay on my end. I apologize. The experience was absolutely terrific. I rode with Carmen Anderson of American Service Lines, and she has been a driver for many years, since the early 80s, and has been over the road for the bulk of that time. And we had an opportunity to drive from Green Bay to Maryland, just out of Washington, D.C., and we spent 3 days together on the road. And I just learned quite a bit about Carmen and her experience as a driver, and really just got to see some things that I had not seen before during my time at Women in Trucking. So really grateful for that.
So, of course, Women in Trucking is made up of a very large cohort of professional drivers. That makes up a ton of the membership. And they do an amazing job sharing stories. We see posts from them on their social medias. We, of course, have your driver ambassadors. But nothing beats getting behind the wheel of a truck with one of them and spending time truly seeing their experience through their eyes. What were some of the things that you got to see or got to do that were kind of eye-opening for you? And is there anything that surprised you about what Carmen's day-to-day life is like?
Sure. Great question. And I think, first of all, Carmen was very generous with her time, and she gave me basically an extra day on the road than would have taken her to get her load from Wisconsin to Maryland. So I was really grateful for that. And then the other thing that we got to see was just the day-to-day operations. And so some of that included her driving through a truck wash, or, stopping at truck stops and rest areas and progressing from point A to point B. And what that looks like. Some of the things that really surprised me, I think, overall, there are so many trucks and cars on the road. And from my viewpoint and my vantage point, sitting with Carmen in the truck, it's clear that trucks make our roads safer. Carmen could see the road in a way that I was not seeing it. She was scanning the road and from one side to the next, and could identify traffic hazards or slowdowns or distracted drivers way ahead. And so she was driving in response to that. And so it's very incredible to watch that. One of the other areas, I think, was just, we all know that truck parking is a problem. And so we did stop at a few rest stops where there was no parking or little parking. And so being able to experience that firsthand and take that back to our members, and as we have conversations about what that looks like and what changes need to be made by federal legislators, that was really important to learn and see.
It's definitely huge, Jennifer, because I think so many times when I do my analysis that I'm not seeing the full picture. So it's amazing to hear that you were in the trenches, got to see what the experience was really, truly like. When you're thinking about the future for drivers, we're going to be some other improvements that you'll be looking at. You mentioned truck parking. Were there other areas or obstacles that you definitely need to see, you would like to see a change for?
Sure. I think some of the areas are things that we talk about all the time, just safer roads, developing more infrastructure to ensure that our highways are safe, providing options for our drivers, our female drivers, to ensure their safety is an area that's obviously very important to us, and it's long been important to Women in Trucking and something that we champion. And I think one of the things that was so positive to me in my experience with Carmen is seeing that camaraderie on the road and seeing how drivers embrace each other and provide service and help to one another on the road. And I think those are really important areas for us to consider as an organization as we move forward with all the initiatives that we have planned ahead.
So, Jennifer, with those initiatives, did this firsthand experience give you any maybe kind of motivation or spur any new ideas on thoughts to support not only the female driver community, but the driver community as a whole, specifically through the mission of women in trucking? Is there anything that this has maybe changed for what you guys want to do in the future?
I don't think there's necessarily a big change that came out of it. But I will say that, we have such a strong mission of supporting drivers, particularly female drivers, and ensuring that they have a voice on the road. And these sorts of things are important. And we share those through our WIT image team and through other opportunities for ride-alongs. So if we can continue to educate people through these opportunities of ride-alongs and through these opportunities of having our drivers visible to the broader community and not just within the trucking community, that will be a success for us.
And one of the big things I always think about when I think about drivers, I always start to think about what it really means to have a ton of technology available within that cab. Were you also witnessing some of that first-hand experience of some of that technology innovations while in your ride-along?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. One of the things that I learned is just the detail that goes into when Carmen left, when we left initially, just detail that she had to put in that her company is aware of, so that could be tracked using the technology that's provided to track her hours and see what's available to her as we went along the road in terms of what's happening at truck stops, what's available in terms of showers. That sort of thing is valuable and really a necessary tool to drivers to make things more efficient for them. And I was happy to see that and really understand that live in a way that I couldn't before at this ride along.
Awesome. And I have to ask, when are you going to be getting your CDL?
It's a great question, Anthony, and I'll get back to you on that. But I definitely haven't ruled it out. It's I am excited to potentially explore that sometime in the near future after our Accelerate conference in November.
That's right. Accelerate is right around the corner. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So we've got our annual conference, Accelerate Expo, Trade Show and Expo, Conference and Expo, coming up November 5th through 8th at the Hilton Anatole in Dallas. And that'll be a few days of networking, education, trailer and truck showings on the trade show floor. We're thrilled about it, and we still have opportunities for folks to sign up. People can go to our website, womenintrucking.org, and register there and learn more about it. And we really hope to see people there. It's an opportunity to gather not only our members but others in a way that we don't have except for once this year.
Awesome. Well, Jennifer, looking forward to that, and also looking forward to hearing more stories about, of course, you on the road and whatever may come from it. Thanks so much for sharing your recent experience, and we'll be sure to check in with you again soon.
Okay, thanks to you both.
Right now, we're going to head on over to Kaylee Nix with our next hit of weather.